Ladies and gentlemen, I'm standing in front of the sexiest smoker I think I've ever seen, and I've got Andrew from Black Iron Smokers here. We're going to get to the smoker in just a minute, but Andrew happens to have been here for quite a while at this competition. He's one of the originals. He's one of the OG Port Maccas. So mate, how are you today? And we'll get into what the rest of the conversation in a minute.
Yeah, look, I'm very well. Yeah, you're right. We turned up here at the first port just as ambient onlookers. And I said to my wife on the way out, I said, look, I think we might have a go at this next year. And as they say, the rest's history.
Definitely. So mate, can you give us an idea of just what that was like, the very first ever Port Mac?
First Port Mac, there was somewhere between 15 and 20 teams, and it was fairly sparse. It was sort of just from where you see on the road back up here to the cabins. And then it's slowly grown and grown and grown until probably the year before last it just exploded.
Right, yeah. That's pretty awesome. I think we're up to 104 teams now, I think.
Yeah, he's capped it at 100 this year, and then we've got SCA as well, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing. Low and slow is pretty healthy in Australia. It
is, mate. It is definitely on the up and up. So you're doing something a little bit different this competition. You're actually catering and competing. Are you insane?
Yeah, if you look closely on my forehead, it must say that, because we've got a fair bit of work in front of us, that's for sure.
Your eyebrows doing the nervous twitch thing up and down?
Yeah, that could be the red cordial too, but that's another story.
So how has that experience been though, in all seriousness, competing and catering?
It's difficult because you've got your two separate meats, so you're trying to keep everything happy to get all your chicken and your pork ribs and all your other stuff in on time. And then you've also got to get to your customer, and your customer says, well, I'd like my brisket burger, or I'd like my pork rib, or whatever it may be. So yeah, you're juggling a lot of things.
Rightio. So do you have, is it all going in the one smoker, or have you got different rigs set up for the comp meats versus the catering meats?
I've got everything in there.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, it all fits. It's pretty much just half full. So we're just ticking over.
Well, let's get into that then, mate. First of all, does it have a name?
It's called the Gangster.
The Gangster, love it, perfect. So how did it all come about?
We purchased a Silver Creek trailer about 3 years ago that was on eBay. Bit of a wreck, and I got to know Paul by trying to restore it and working out how he built it and how it all worked. Then we bought two small patio pits that he had there again on eBay. I think I have to stop looking at eBay. And we slowly got more into catering. So what we had is that the pits we had were a little small, so you were forever changing things around, and you move this from here to there, and you're managing 3 fireboxes. So we came up with a brainstorm of building this, and I think Paul's still shaking.
Yeah, definitely. So, mate, run me through it. It's huge. Tell me the dimensions, the weights, give it all to me.
We've got 40-inch main chamber, 3 metres long, which is 10 feet in the old scale. Weighs 2.75 tonne as it sits. Four main racks that you'll see in there.
Very nice.
I haven't actually sat down and calculated the square footage of cook space, but from all intents and purposes, we're about 40 to 45 briskets if we're full.
Mate, that's awesome. And how does it tow at that kind of weight?
Tows really well balanced. Bogey's been moved back 750 mil, so it sits behind the centre, and the centre of gravity is basically right where your hip is. So it's been really well balanced, and I had to be really careful when I finished it, that when I did all the roof and did everything else, that balance points has maintained.
So Andrew, given that you're catering and you're competing at this competition, how many serves of food do you reckon you're going to put out across this weekend?
We did about 125 last night, and we'll do about the same today, maybe 150. So that's a fairly standard sort of thing, considering we're doing both. So we're catering and competing.
That's a lot of meat, mate. That's a lot of work. Good on you.
Yeah, we've got a bit, as they say, the job's in front of you. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I think the crowds are going to definitely swell as this beautiful day continues. So, mate, before I let you go, what's coming up in the future for Black Iron Smokers?
We've got Kangaroo Valley as our next outing for the Gangster.
Me too.
So we're down there. Last year we did something like 450 serves. We'll probably go close to that, plus a few again this year.
Oh, wow.
And then we usually help Jay out with Meat Stock Melbourne and Meat Stock Sydney, which is why we bought such a large pit.
Mate, I'll be looking forward to seeing you there, and I appreciate your time. You've now got about 17 minutes before chicken hand in, so I will definitely get out of your way.
Appreciate it. Thanks for that. We'll talk again.
Thank you.
Cheers.